everyone and welcome back to a new YouTube video. Today I've got one that's a little bit different, very informative, so get down your notepads and your pen and paper. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got my hair from this to healthy and like it is now. This is all of my own natural hair. Obviously it is curly, you haven't seen it curly on here before, but we're going on a little process. This does look awful right now. If you didn't already know, I actually lost and snapped quite a lot of my hair around 3 years ago, so I've been on a real journey to grow it back. I did a lot of things. I'm very careful with my hair. I'm very now specific as to who touches my hair after having a terrible experience once. And there was a lot of things that I did and I still do now to make sure that I'm looking after my hair and just to help let it grow as much as I can. And obviously you can see I've done quite a good job in 3 years for it to go from this. Sort of, you guys have been asking me on TikTok for this video for a very long time, so I thought that I will finally bring it to you all. I've sat down, I've written down all of the products. I'll link everything down below in the description. I'll explain it to you all whilst I was putting my hair masks on for my curly hair as well, so I hope you guys enjoy. I'm just going to jump straight into it. So I thought I'd talk you through this whilst I'm actually doing my hair. I am going on a little curly hair journey if you've not watched my TikTok already. So whilst I've put my masks on and everything else, I thought I would talk through how I got from this to this. This is all of my natural hair now. It is really thick. Naturally, I do have really thick hair anyway, but whereas I've actually done quite a lot to get to this point, and I feel like it would be really interesting for anyone else who's going through this process to understand what I did with my hair and how I got it back so healthy. I'm going to go and shampoo my hair first and then I'm going to pop my mask in, so I'll be back. Just going in with this mask. Let this sit. I thought I would start off what happened to my hair. Through this video I'll include timestamps and pictures just so you can see like exactly what I mean. Around 3-ish years ago I was in an extremely stressful job. Like I was very stressed. Also around that time my symptoms for my endometriosis started kicking off, and hair loss has been massively linked to endometriosis. So I think with a bit of a mixture of my endo and being under so much stress and a mixture of damage to my hair, I ended up losing quite a lot of hair. So I used to be bleach blonde. The picture's hilarious. For anyone that has been blonde, I wasn't having a scalp bleach, I was actually having foils, but I'd just been blonde for that long that it had just become practically all one colour. I also had extensions, I had a weave at the time. Also good to note that I did work in a hair salon as well at the time, so I do know quite a lot about hair, like a lot more than the average person, but please don't take what I'm saying as gospel with any of the science and anything that I say. Bleach blonde hair, I had extensions, was under extreme stress, my endometriosis was kicking off, and one day I woke up and there was a little tuft on the top of my head. It was extremely weird. I just had this tiny little piece of hair on the top of my head that just snapped off, and I went into the salon where I was working and I was like, girls, can you look at this, like what has happened? And they were like, oh, we'll just monitor it, like that's a bit odd, but we'll just monitor it. And within about 2 weeks the top half of my head all did the exact same thing. So I basically had like a crown, so basically like this bit of my hair here had a crown like this where it all just snapped to like this long. You'll be able to see on the pictures, but it was literally all like this long, and it started off over here in this bit here and just kind of went across the whole of my head. But after a couple of weeks of that just getting worse and worse, we decided to take my extensions out. I did have a bit of a colour in between as well, which was probably like in hindsight the worst thing to do, because my hair was already so dry. I have some videos where you'll be able to see how dry it was that I really shouldn't have got bleach. I mean, I was in and out of having extensions. Extensions looked awful because of the thickness of my hair, but also my hair looked awful without the extensions because you could very clearly see that it was very snapped. Like it wasn't just a little bit, like it was very snapped. So yeah, I had my extensions taken out. So this is kind of where I went on a journey for like the next 2 years, and I'm gonna share with you the products that I used and what I did. I feel like this is so helpful, and if I'd have known all of the things that I know now at the start, I feel like I would have got to this point a lot faster. So I thought it would be really helpful to share it with you all, because honestly going through losing that much of my hair, I realised how much my hair was like my personality. I could not imagine how it must feel for people who like actually lose their hair, whether that, you know, that be due to alopecia or stress or going through chemotherapy and things like that, that people who actually fully lose their hair, because I didn't lose all of my hair. I still had like, you know, bits that were somewhat salvageable, but losing what I did, it was genuinely, it was not nice. Like it was a horrible experience. Like I felt so ugly for so long, so not confident and cautious for like such a long time, and I really did hide this on social media. Like I was still doing content at the time, but I very much did hide it, and I really wish that I'd have been very open about it at the time, because you'd have been able to see the difference from like what it was then to what it is now. But I was so scared, like I was so insecure during that time of my life, like it was so scary. I genuinely thought I was going to lose all of my hair. If there is anyone that's going through that now, like I really understand what that feels like to lose so much. Like it was so scary. Anyway, so what I did was I had the extensions taken out, and I actually didn't have my colour done for about 2 years, which was very scary, because to go from the bleach blonde that I was to being my natural colour was not right. So I didn't have it coloured for about 2 years. That was probably like one thing that like massively did make a difference. If you are blonde, you know what it's like. I also kept as much heat off it as possible. That's like such a big thing, as much heat off it as possible. Especially like if you've got like curly frizzy hair like me, you'll understand that when you wash your hair, you have to blow dry it, then you have to straighten it, and if you want it curly, you've then got to curl it over the top. So you're going through them 3 stages of heat. But if I did do it, I went in with immense, like so many products, like I was always with the heat protectant and stuff like that, just to make sure. But like I did keep that to a very bare minimum. I also wore my hair in a slick back bun for pretty much 1.5 to 2 years. If you go back through my Instagram, you'll be able to see this period of time. When I say a slick back bun, it looks like it was really slick, but it actually wasn't. So I put it back in like kind of like a loose slick back bun, and I would always put like a hair mask in it. So one of the ones I used and loved is this Coco and Eve Repair one. I used this is the Repair and Restoring Hair Mask, and I had this in like minis. I had like quite a few minis, so I could just like chuck it in my bag and stuff like that, and I would put it onto my brush, and then I would slick it back into my hair, so it made it look like my hair was really slick back, but actually it wasn't. I always used silk scrunchies. This is actually a brand new one that I've just got from Fenty. How cute is this? But I always use silk scrunchies. I never used any sort of bobble or anything like that. It was silk scrunchies all the time. I also had a hair bonnet, which I still have. Well, I have a new one now, but I had a hair bonnet that I slept with, so I would put my hair into this like silk bonnet so that when I was sleeping it didn't get irritated. I also had a silk pillowcase for a very long time, which I would 100% recommend to anyone to get a silk pillowcase. If your hair is snapped or brittle or dry, get a silk pillowcase. I had one for at home. In fact, I had 2 for at home, and I had one for when I was travelling. So whenever I went to London or anything, I would put it on the pillowcase. The girls used to always laugh at me, but honestly, I could massively notice a difference when I didn't sleep on the silk pillowcase, so would 100% recommend doing that. I did try and have my extensions put back in after about a year, but honestly they looked so bad. I'll insert the picture. I have a specific picture in my head right now where I literally have like a ball around my head and then the extensions. I had them put in for a little bit, and it was really to help me with the insecurities that I was having around my hair, but really I shouldn't have done it. It looked like shit. So not long after, I did have that taken out. I also had short extensions at one point, so my hair was like so short that I had like an actual like bob, but because the front of my hair was missing so much, because it had affected like all around the top and the front so badly, that I had like 2 tapes like put around the front here to try and fill it out. But you'll be able to see on the pictures that I literally just had like a tape. Like you could see it so bad. It was so bad. But at the time it was like the best that I could get. So I had like some tapes put in the front with like a short bob at one point, and then I was like, right, this all needs to just get out of my hair and I need to stop fannying about. I just need to leave it alone. When I left it alone, that was probably where it started becoming the best. I'm going to show some of the products I use. I'm sure you will have all seen these going around on TikTok, but I actually was using these way before they went round on TikTok. I actually found the brand on Instagram and got them. Which is, I feel like, is so random because now they're so viral, but I've actually been using these for a very long time. These were obviously like new bottles. Rapunzel was the first one that I got, and I have gone through many bottles of this, and then I started going on to growsmary, which I'll explain why in a minute. I absolutely fucking love this. Even when I was like slicking back my hair, sometimes I would use this to slick it back. Obviously you do have to be careful because it does look mega greasy, but this is incredible. Like 100% would recommend this. It was so good. I couldn't speak more highly of this and the brand. I think the brand in general are incredible, and they're not really that expensive, but this really, really did help, especially around like my hairline, where like my hairline was all falling out and stuff. This was incredible. So the reason why I moved off this one and on to this one was because when I did start having my colour back, which obviously didn't happen for so long that I didn't realise what this was doing. When I did start to have a bit of like my blonde put back in, I found that this was colouring my blondes, because the colour in this is quite strong and it's all natural products, so it can't be taken out. I found that my blonde was going orange really, really fast, and it was only my hairdresser that had said, you know, I've been using that and it's been making me do that, maybe you should try a different one. So I went over to this one and it did stop doing it. So I'm cautious about using this one now, especially with like my blondes back in. But I do still really like this one. I kind of think they do the same thing, but I do love this one. So if you're colour doesn't matter, then use this one. Or in fact, my hair is extremely porous, so it grabs on things really, really quickly. So everyone else might not see that side effect with this, but it was just something that I had. The other two that I've loved as well, only discovered this in January and really wish that I'd discovered this earlier. And even if you've not got snapped hair, please go and get one of these. It literally changed my life. Not even being dramatic, it changed my life. So at the beginning of January, I went to Thailand on holiday, and one of like the big things with them sort of countries is like, you know, Bali hair. If you've seen that on Instagram, the hard water over the like snaps people's hair. So I was like, there's no way I'm losing any more hair than like, you know, I've just got it back, like I'm not doing this. So I bought a filter to take with me. Two different options that you can get with this. You can get a shower head. So I have this one from Hello Clean, which I have in my shower now, and it's like all pretty. But if you can't change your shower head, you can also buy like filters that you can attach onto your shower, and it's kind of like a universal changer, which is what I took traveling with me, because then I could change it on all of the hotels. I got mine from Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below. Basically what this does is it cleans the water. So if you've got any hard chemical water in your area, which everyone's pretty much probably gonna have, especially if you live like near a busy town or anything like that, you're probably gonna have like hard water, and this hard water is so damaging for your hair and also your skin. I realized this was a big issue for me. I mean, when it was too late. Once I got my extensions put back in, which was probably about a year and a half, I was getting blow dries done on my hair. Because my hair is so thick and I only wash my hair every 2 weeks anyway, I was going paying to get a blow dry. The £35 every single 2 weeks was incredible because it saved me so much time. I got such better finish. It meant that my blow dry lasted 2 weeks, and it also meant that the heat damage I wasn't putting on myself. But also with this, it meant that I wasn't using my water on my hair. So this one time I couldn't get booked in with my hairdresser, so I decided to wash my hair myself. And I washed it and I was like, ugh, it feels so dry, like it feels awful, like this is disgusting. And we were using the exact same products, and I was like, what is this? I went to Thailand and used my filter. I didn't think about using it at home before I went, and realised when I was using the exact same products that this filter was making so much of a difference. Just absolutely swear by anyone getting a filter. It literally makes so much of a difference. I've used it on my shower that I've been using before now, and I realised that that was what the difference was. And now I look back, the day that my hair snapped, the night before I washed my hair, and again, never really used to do that myself because I worked in a salon. I would do her makeup and she would do me a blow dry. That's kind of how we worked. So I never really used to wash my own hair myself. And then this one time I did wash my hair and I woke up the day after and it was like all snapped. So I do wonder whether that water had made such a huge difference. So I would 100% recommend that anyone gets a hair filter. On to some other products that I used. So I first started off using, I actually bought this from Kérastase. So I bought this little duo. This is still the ones that I used because you don't really need to use much of this. So this is the Kérastase Resistance Therapy Mask. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce these because they're not in English, but it's this coloured one. So this one is a shampoo and then this is a hair mask, but I used the hair mask as a conditioner and I just put it on, left it on for a bit and then washed it off instead of using a conditioner, because these are quite expensive. I think I paid like £85–90 for the pair of these. They are on Look Fantastic for a little bit cheaper because people have discount codes. I also do have one. I'll pop it in the description below. But these are incredible. So these products are a protein building product, which means you do have to be extremely careful with these. You do have to be really careful because you can over protein your hair. The way that you check if your hair is over proteined is you just pull it, and if it's stretchy then there's too much protein in it, so you need to stop using these. What I did is I used these on every single wash. Please bear in mind that I only wash my hair every 2 weeks. I used them on every wash, and then once I'd used them for a little bit I started weaning my hair off them, and I only used them every now and then. These two products together, incredible, absolutely love them. Would 100% recommend these to anyone else who hair is broken, but obviously please just bear in mind that this is a protein shampoo. You do have to be really careful with it, but loved these. I definitely think these worked. So on the same sort of protein level, I also would love to say that I was one of the first people to use K18. I know that this is quite a well-known brand now, but the salon that I worked in at the time actually got to test this before it got released, and because my hair was snapped at the time, I ended up being the little guinea pig for sort of using this. So I've been using this for 3 years. Yeah, I've been using this for minimum 3 years. Like, this product is incredible. It is expensive, again, it is really, really expensive, but it is 100% worth it. If you can afford to buy something like this, then it is 100% worth it. It is incredible. The way that this works, again, it's a protein product, so you do have to be careful with it. It also has a shampoo and a conditioner and oil. I've used the oil, I really love that. I've never used a shampoo and conditioner, so I should really get on that. But them products weren't out when we started using this. But basically what you do is you shampoo your hair with this. You don't condition it. This is used as a conditioner. You get out the shower. You make sure you lather it up. It has to be lathered up and foamy in your hands. You just use 4 pumps and you put it through your hair, and then you blow dry it into your hair. You leave it on for 4 minutes before you do anything else. And then it starts to work its magic. This is incredible. I remember one time we didn't use it when we was washing my hair, and I remember us being like, oh my God, we can tell the difference. The first time we used this, we were like, what has that done to my hair? And this really, really did play a massive part in regrowing my hair. 100% would recommend this. This is just a little sample. I do have a really big one, and I've been through one of these already, which proves how long I've been using this for. 100% would recommend. Oh, I absolutely love this. It's incredible. One of the things that I did really like as well is using one of these massage scalpers just to help to what's the word that I'm looking for? Like you want to start the follicle so that it grows. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I would always do this when I had like my hair syrup on my hair. I would just do it for a little bit. All of these things I picked up over like a long period of time. So when I started doing them, I was like, oh my God, I can tell a difference with that. This was another one of them things that I did tell a difference with once I started doing this, especially around like my hairline where it was a lot thinner. I did notice a difference once I'd started using these. So again, would recommend this. Once I started weaning my hair off the Kérastase, these were the other shampoo and products that I used. Acidic Bonder by Redken. This is what we used to use in the salon before my hair even started snapping. So I've been using this for, oh God, 4 or 5 years that I've been using this. I always just used to rebuy it from the salon because I used to get it for cheaper, and I really, really like this. Again, like we said, we used it in the salon, so we absolutely loved it. We used to use it on the clients all the time. Loved this. Love this, and still to this day, absolutely love it. I've actually just found out that they do a curly hair one, which I'm really interested to try, because obviously this isn't aimed for curly hair, but that one is, but it still does the same thing. So this one helps to close the cuticle of your hair. So I don't know if you've ever heard that when like you curl your hair, you should shot it with the cold after, or when you blow dry your hair, you should shot it with cold. Same applies when you wash your hair. You should wash your hair, and then really you should stand under the shower under the cold tap for a little bit. And basically what that does is the cold on the shower helps to close the cuticle, which helps to keep the cuticle smooth, stops your hair going frizzy, and helps to like lock in the moisture. Acidic Bonder on this also helps to keep the acidity of your hair correct, which is another reason why you should have a filter, because the acid in your water could also be wrong, which this will help to get it back to the right correct acidity that you do want. So absolutely love this. Sorry, I'm boring you with the science, but love this. It's incredible. Also did use this Colour Wow one. I use this one as a little bit of a basic shampoo to use in between all of the other ones, because sometimes by using all of these things with all of these different ingredients in it, your hair can get a little bit like used to it, or I could over protein it and things like that. So I used this in between. I really, really like this as a really good just all-rounder shampoo. It doesn't try to do too much, but it's doing what I need it to do. It cleans the hair. Use this twice. Sometimes I would shampoo once with this and then shampoo with my Acidic Bonder, but I really, really like this. Again, using this for God knows forever. This is actually a brand new one because I've just done some work with them on Instagram, so they sent me a new one, which I love because I love these products so much. So this is fab. And also in the same sort of family, this is also a mask that I really, really like. This is the Chris Appleton Money Mask by Colour Wow. I've got a little one as well that I've been hanging on to for a while. This is kind of a mask that I used every now and then and really, really liked when I did use it. Her masks really do save the day. So going between this Coco and Eve one, the Chris Appleton Money Mask, my K18, I really, really liked these products. I do think they are incredible. I know sometimes that Colour Wow can seem a little bit like a fad because the stuff on Instagram and TikTok goes viral because of the way that it looks, but I promise you they are incredible and they are worth the money. I really, really like this. I've just conditioned my hair and put a little mask in, so whilst I attempt to do these curls with the brush, I'm going to explain the next bits. So I had some styling products that I used. This one that I have is this one from Milkshake. We used to use this one in the salon, which is why I use this. This smells absolutely incredible and I love the smell and the finish of this, so would recommend. I have no idea what I'm doing here. There's way too much product in this. Again, this is another product, Colour Wow. Whoa, is this called the Pop Unlock High Finish Gloss? That's another product that's a bit of a multi-use. I would use this when I'd slicked back with as many products as possible and I still had like flyaways and stuff. So instead of using gel, because gel would be like the worst thing that I could possibly use. What am I doing here? I am making an absolute mess of this. Because gel is probably like one of the worst products that you could use when your hair is already like extremely crispy, because it's just going to make it crispier. So I would just use that. I also really love, for the frizz, also from Colour Wow, this is the Dream Coat. You'll have seen this on TikTok. This is incredible. I wouldn't wash my hair without this. I wouldn't let my hairdresser wash my hair without this. Incredible. Heat protection that I used, not for any specific reason, it was just one that I've always had, so I've always just re-got this one. This one is just from GHD. So my hair isn't actually drying, but I really need to end this video because I need to edit it so that you guys can have it. I hope this was helpful for anyone who's on a little hair care journey. Hopefully it helps you with some tips. I did try taking vitamins as well. That was another thing. I did take some vitamins, but I'm not sure how much the vitamins actually did work. I was taking biotin and omega-3. Again, I'm not going to recommend them because I'm not really sure how much they were actually working. Started watching. I know this is a little bit of a different video. I hope you're ready to see whether this curly hair stays or not, because I'm not sure. Right now I'm not promising anything because this looks like shit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.